Hello. So back in September last year, I started a bunch of A6 journals, and I've been kind of picking away at them um, for the last several months. And last week, I got a solid chunk of time where I could finish them all off because I can't just work on one at a time. It's like pieces as different ideas come to me. And yeah, it's a very, very, very long process for me. I know a lot of people who make kind of like journals or even junk journals and things, they seem to work a lot faster than me. But yeah, it takes me forever. So all six are finally finished. I intend to post them all for sale at some point in the near future. But I thought since like trying to show things on Instagram doesn't work for me very well, a full length YouTube video is probably in order, but I have to warn you, it's going to be a long one. So, I mean, if there's a specific journal you like, you can just skip ahead, obviously, and just look at that one. But I'm going to go through all six in this video. So, yeah, no idea how long it's going to take me, but I'll get started. So, I'll start with this one because it's actually the least complex, but it did take days and days. So, the fabric that I used is this absolutely gorgeous, what would you call it? Brocade, I guess. It's all silky and kind of metallic. It's really, really beautiful fabric. It does not like to stick. I have to say, there's a couple of fabrics I used this time, and just doing the covers alone was such a challenge because the fabric just did not want to stick. But yeah, I glued it into submission. Here on the spine, I've just got a bit of lace and some stitching to hide the stitching for the actual signatures. And here I've got an MDF snake that I want to say painted, but it's like pens that I used. I used black paint, I guess, and then there's metallic pens. It's not really coming through in the video, but you know. All of the pages have crocheted. Well, it's not really crochet. It's like mostly chains, I suppose. Anyway, I stitched every single page, but there's only what is it? 16 pages in the whole thing. So, yeah, it's not very big, but doing the edges makes it very poofy. So here I have a closure to hold all the fluff. You can see it's just got a loop here, and I've beaded this, and there's a beautiful bead that matches the cover. And then around here it's hidden in the fluff, but it's just a little hook, like I do on my smaller books. But yeah, it just comes away easily, and it's just tension that holds it in place. And yeah, so it kind of stands up like that. I mean, this is really fluffy and impractical. Look at all of it just kind of reminds me of those ruffle bum pants for some reason. The little undies with the ruffle bums. So yeah, this just hangs off, I guess. And then you open it up, and it's got just these inside pages are just purple with some metallic sprinkles, I guess. And the black fluff is actually all, I don't really want to call it lace. It's like organza ribbon that's gathered. Anyway, it's all stitched into every page. Stitched in. So it's like every other one. So in here you get the purple border. And then if you turn it, you can see the stitching for the signature. And there's just the purple border and the black on the sides. And that's just repeated throughout. You can see there's purple between the signatures because that's in the background there. This is the middle of the book. And it's just a big fluffy chunky thing. And the back is much the same as the front. And yeah, so I mean, this book isn't really a good one for writing in unless you like wrote on something then stuck it in, because there's so much fluff on the pages. You can see like it's like hollow in the middle. So I guess if you did write on it, you'd have to back it. But I thought it would be good for something like a photo album, maybe. If you were sticking in something like, you know, photos, something thick, it would help to fortify the pages and fill it out and make it more solid. So it's kind of a very unique arty type thing, functional art, I guess. It's very unique and very fluffy, and there aren't a lot of pages, but it is quite thick and chunky and fluffy. So yes, took a long time to do all of that sewing and all of that stitching, and I really had no idea what I was going to do when I made the cover. I didn't have anything in mind. It's just developed into this fluff monster. So that's all I've got to say about this first book. Don't even know what to call it. It's a mega fluff book with a snake. Now I'll move on to this one, as it's the first one that I actually finished and posted on Instagram a couple weeks ago, I guess. Now, what I had in mind with these books was trying to just make them all different, trying some new things, incorporating some new things. This is kind of a pleather, so it's, you know, not real leather. Scrap that's just covering the binding. I really love this fabric. If you've followed me for a while, you might recognize it from one of the Halloween advents I did. I'm sure I did something with this fabric for one of the gifts I made. Yes, I made little books with that poem, that illustrated poem, I think. I think that's what I did with it. Anyway, I've got a bit of it left, and I just love it. I didn't want to cover it up too much. I want you to see the crickets and the snails and the lizards. I don't believe they're salamanders. They look more lizardy to me, but they might be salamanders, I suppose. Anyway, now this has a button. It's like a magnetic button closure. It's more of that faux leather stuff. And here it opens out. I'll try and center that a bit. And I don't know, I think I had kind of nature journal, field journal in mind. So there's like little specimen bottles here, and these are actually glass corked bottles, and they fasten in with the elastic there. And of course you could remove those and just put a pen there. It could be a pen holder. But yeah, I just really like the look of the bottles. This is a tree bark cover to a notebook, which is sewn in. And then there's just some scrappy pages. A little scrappy book here. So that's cool with the real tree bark. Then we've just got some ephemera in here. This is a cool little kind of iridescent dragonfly sticker. And there's this card with a real leaf. And it's backed. Some of this stuff is kind of new to me because it's so long since I finished it, I've forgotten what I did. That's kind of I think it's some sort of a tree. So it's just a little tag. You can write on that. You can glue pictures to it, photographs, scraps of whatever you like. This I put a little if you can see. It's not showing very well, I'm sorry. So that's got some stone beads, and I think the top one is actually a plastic bead, but they're coordinating. And then there's just some papers, and this has like a little wasp, another little writing journaling card, I suppose, and then there's another sticker here of a beetle, which I forgot was there actually. So, no surprise to me. Then you turn it over and there's more ephemera that just sticks in here. So here we've got another card with a grasshopper. We've got this is a little pocket. I got a bunch of these and they're iridescent and they're not quite trading card sized. I thought they were trading card sized when I bought them, but leave it to me to not actually check the dimensions. So I've used these in a few of the books. I really like them. They're quite sturdy plastic, so I've just put a mushroom sticker on it and a little card inside, but yeah, it's quite cool to look at anyway. What's this? Another just journaling space. Just use your imagination, I suppose, type deal. And it's stitched. I don't normally stitch things, but I actually got a hand sewing machine that I thought would be good for paper until like it broke my hand. So yeah, the squeezing, not so good for me, but I did do one piece with it. And there's just some pinecone stickers here. Now the pages within the rest of the books, aside from that first one that had the black pages with all the stitching and all the crochet and chains and everything, they're kind of similar inside because most of the journals I make, I go for a very brown theme. I just really like brown, just grungy pages. But it's all different kinds of paper. So a lot of this is tea dyed. I ink all the edges as well, just to give them that look. And it takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming. There's a lot of steps. There's so many steps into making these, even though I've not decorated the insides of the pages at all. This is just crumpled baking paper. No, this is actually brown tissue paper. It's not baking paper, so it's even thinner, but I like how it's a bit translucent. This is a bit of paper. My cousin in the States sent me some gorgeous handmade paper. It's got lovely decal edges. I've used a few bits of that in these as well. So yeah, it's just all different kinds of paper. Some of it's got printing on it, but I haven't actually decorated anything aside from like that's just splodges of tea, isn't it? So it's no really deliberate decorating, and all different colors, all different sizes, and that's just to give you an idea of what it's like inside. And then it obviously repeats for the second half of the book. Then we get to the end, and there's another little pocket here that's just got a little tag inside. Of course, with the ephemera and stuff, you can just take that all out and do whatever you want. You can shove photos in here, scraps, bits of... They're highly customizable. I'm just kind of getting you started, I guess. Here we've got another pocket, and this one's a bit odd. Anyway, so this is like a little envelope, and then there's a card inside. Then this illustrates that there's a side pocket, so you've got the corner pocket and then a sidey pocket here that has a bit of space in it. Some pockets are looser than others, and this is just a decorated envelope. You can see I've got the lace here. Can customize the back. It's quite rigid, And then there's just a little something inside, just a little bit of card there with a sticker on it. So I'm just gonna put that back together so I remember how I did it. Come on. There we go. And here we just have a couple more bits. This is, well, tags, the stickers, and they come apart this way, kind of accordion together, so customize that however you like. It goes back in this little pocket. And here we've got something similar, however it opens this way. So you've got your writing space, and then on the other side it's just paper. I don't know what these are called. I don't know if I saw someone make them or if I just started doing it myself. To me it's kind of like a little castle accordion because you've got kind of the towers in the middle. Anyway, they're cool. I like them. I make them often. So that is book number 2. I'll put that all back together later. Neat and tidy. And as you can see, it closes up nicely. So moving on to book number 3, I'll just go in the order that I posted them on the Instagram so far, I suppose. So this would be the next one I posted. Really the second one I posted, because the big fluffy one I've not posted yet. I'm not sure it's going to photograph very well. It's just got a simple tie with organza ribbon. Far too much, so it's got to go around twice. I'm extremely fond of this book. I know it shows up very almost like a royal blue on camera, but it's actually a deep dark purple. It's purple and black, and the stars are like a metallic gold. And here I've just got a sticker. What I did was I photocopied the fabric to make some paper I could use to also decorate, but it photocopied, obviously not the same colors, but it matches. Like I lined it up exactly, so I thought that was cool. It's like a little window almost, and some kind of celestial stickers. And I used this very goldy lace as well, because I don't know, I don't work with gold very often, but I have worked with a lot of gold with these books. And this was an MDF toad I had. I really liked him, and I thought he went quite nicely there. So it's a bit of a chunky cover. Decorating covers is not my strong suit, so when I end up with something that I'm happy with, it is rare and exciting for me. So we'll open this out and I will show you all of the exciting things inside. So this is, again, I'd bought a bunch of things to try and incorporate in the books, not all of the books, but some of the books that you don't normally find in books. This is a very witchy book. So I thought the specimen containers that worked for the nature journal also work well for the witchy one. I've got more celestial stickers here, and this is actually a business card holder. And it opens up, and I've just got some spare paper clips in there, but it's a nice deep pocket where you could put all sorts of secret things. And here we've got the pockets and the ephemera, and this is a pendulum, which it's all tucked up in its paper clip right now. There we go. So it's a pendulum. The top was silver, and I needed it to be gold, so I needed to alter that with some clay and some mica powder and some clear regular nail polish, so it's an amethyst crystal though. I've made that into a pendulum, and the end is a paper clip, so it clips into the book and can be stored. Now it's just the one signature, but it is slightly offset to give this gap here where the pendulum kind of, there's space for it to live, so it's not being squashed into anything. So yes, we've got some more of the photocopied fabric paper here and here and here. Just some ephemera, more tags, more of that. Here's one of the things without anything in it. It's just a plastic sleeve. It's very cool. The other side is actually not rainbow. You're just seeing the rainbow in from the other side. There's more little journaling card bits. So this has actually 3 pockets. Oh, that's a bit stuck. That's fine. So this is kind of a journaling card that also has a pocket. Nice sticker and paper on the back. And this is just gold, and I did a lot of gilding, so it's just gilded. Very cool. And this is just a bit of that lovely paper that I said my cousin had sent me with the beautiful decal edges. It's a piece of it, I think. Feels like it. So there's 3 pockets in the front of this. I won't put everything back just now. Or is it 3? No, sorry, I'm sorry. It's 2 pockets. 2 pockets there. And then if we flip it over, there's no pockets on this side, but there's a little paper clip here that's just holding a couple extra pieces of paper and a little card that's gilded. So no need to take that all apart. Now the pages, as I showed you in the last one, they're all similar. I mean, some of these pages even came out of my daughter's work notebooks from school. You know, at the end of the year, they send all these notebooks home, and there's so much paper in the back of them. So it's nice to see their work, but there's all this unused paper, and she didn't care about it, so I asked her if I could just harvest the extra paper from her old books, and she's like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, a lot of this is just rescued paper from school books that would have either been thrown away or stored in the attic indefinitely. And some of it is tissue paper, some of it is tracing paper. Here's a nice bit of tracing paper. You can see white tracing paper, so you can see through it a bit, and I really like the difference in sizes and textures. And it's all inked on the edges, every single piece. So that's the signature. I have no idea how many pages are in here, but you know, there's plenty. There's plenty pages. This is just an organza bag that I thought went well with the theme of this. And it's just kind of tacked in there for your purposes, I suppose. And then if we go to the back of the book, we have a pile more ephemera. Stuff that's just tacked in, and there's a big pocket here, and we've got more of these little pockets, and here's the other 2 types. So we've got one was supposed to have stars. They sent me the wrong one. I'm a bit disappointed with that because that would have really gone with the celestial theme really well, but what I've got are like glitter sprinkles and shattered shards, which are also very cool. It's just not what I ordered. Anyway, so this is a little envelope-y type bit. This folds out. It's got a sticker on the back, and it opens out like the accordion style things. It's got a nice matchy paper clip. You can see, I don't know if I showed you that one, it's a moon, and this is just just a bit of paper, extra bit of paper for whatever you like. And now you can see on the back of the book we've got a pendulum board which is where the pendulum comes in. So you've got a pendulum board and a pendulum built into your witchy book, which I thought was quite cool. So I just made this with, it's a piece of wood and various bits of paper glued on, and that's as witchy as I could make this witchy book. So yeah, I'll reassemble this after so that I can jump to the next thing. So that is the end of this book. Put it somewhere safe-ish. Now moving on, I don't know, let's go to this one because I think I posted this on Instagram. Now I've just got a pen in here to illustrate. I'm not giving away my pen because I love this pen, but it's got a pen holder which is actually sewn in to this band, which is just an elastic band. So for this fabric, it's quite three-dimensional. If you can see, like, the bugs are almost stuffed and it's very three-dimensional. I'm absolutely in love with this fabric, but it did not want to stick. It was an absolute nightmare. I had to weight it down and leave it overnight, and eventually I did get it to stick. So here we are with a book, but I didn't want to also glue things to this because it's lumpy, plus it's beautiful. So I made this closure with just an elastic band and a pen holder. So that is that. And here you've just got, like, it's a repeating pattern with beetles and bees and dragonflies and butterflies, and I'm completely in love with the fabric. I'm glad I managed to make it work on a book. Open it out. It's very kind of, I don't know, I think I was going for simple and elegant with this one. So we've got the black interior with a bit of gold, bit of gilding, a few bits of ephemera. So we've got this. We've got this that folds out. If I can just, lots of bits of other kind of silver and gold, and a bit of, I thought kind of the copper tones brought in the brown of the pages as well, and of course more browns. Then there's a little pocket here with a little doodah, and then I've got this little sidey pocket, which was kind of a sneaky little addition. He's got just a little tag in him illustrating the space, but of course, as ever, you can put whatever you want in there. It's entirely up to you. So it's a little bit of metallic spray here, just keeping it really simple. The pages are just the same as the others, various browns, tea stained with rough edges and inked edges, and lots, well, I mean, there's not a ton of pages, but as you can see, there are plenty. You can fill this with photos and writing and whatever you like. And then we've gone to the back page. There's a nice sidey pocket here, more wee bits of ephemera. That's another envelope. So what have I put in here? I don't even remember. Oh, it's got a little sneaky butterfly on there. So all these things, it's up to you how you use them, if you use them. And if you buy the thing, it's yours to do whatever you want with. Just some metal edges, corners rather, metal corners on this. And I have to figure out how that goes back in. And here we have another one of my accordion castles. So we've got that side. This side actually has a pocket with, what is this? Is this just one piece? Yes, it's just really thick. So we've got a pocket there, and then it opens out like this. And this bit has some lined paper, so it's a lot to look at. And this is just some paper, just some extra paper. So yeah, this one was going for very elegant and delicate, I guess, but it will fill out nicely and beautifully. And it's got its bandy with the pen holder to hold everything in place. This will slide about a wee bit, but it is stitched. So, and that is what, book number 4? Yes, 2 more to go. I did warn you this would be a long video. Okay, so we'll move on to another nature journal. This book cover was some really beautiful fabric, and I was hesitant to cover it up by decorating the cover, but I am happy I did it. It did cover up a lot of cool mushroom designs though, which is a tiny bit disappointing. I quite like this wasp on the cover. I've got some sequin, sparkly scraps, some lace, some hand stitching around the edges of that plate. And then on the back you can see some of the mushrooms and the colors. I did let some peek through, but again, like when I started these, I had no idea what direction I was going to go in. It just happened. And here we've got the spine with some more lace, and this time I've let you see the stitching for the signature. And these are, I think this is another assortment of, that's a stone bead. I think that's a plastic, and on the bottom we've got a little tiger eye stone bead, so it's got a wee dangle there. Yeah, just came together how it came together, you know. So here we've got a pocket, and this is actually the same print, it's just in different colors. It's the same, yeah, it matches ish. So we've got mushrooms here, we've got big old mushroom here. This is an envelope, it's got something inside. Can I remember what it is? No. Just a little card inside. Helps to fortify it. And here we've got, this is actually a little notebook, I think. So it's tags that I've sewn together. I've gilded it, put a sticker on the front, and here this comes apart. And if you open it out, yes, it is a pad. So it's just a little notebook. And it doesn't have many pages inside. I thought that could be quite a good photo book or something, or like a little poetry thing, or it's not got a ton of pages, but it's a cool little weird bit of ephemera. And the ephemera takes me ages because I don't know what I'm doing. I just pick something up and start imagining what could be, I guess. So this kind of just, it's a bit of a secret thing too, because you wouldn't necessarily know that opens out, and it just kind of locks in place with its ribbon. So that's a cool little sneaky thing. Put it back in its pocket. However I had that, I don't know. This is another little open uppy thing. It's got a beaded paper clip, and oh, you open sideways again. I don't remember what I've done and this was just last week I made this. I don't remember. So it's a cool little thing with writing space, or you know, you can put photos, you can put scraps of memory keeping type things there. And if I'm very clever indeed, the paper clip should go back on to hold it shut. And here we've just got a tag with, this is the lace that's on the cover. I've just cut out a section of it to embellish that. These are just extra papers. Not super exciting, but they do look nice. They with the difference in color and texture and all that. Then the pages again are much the same, not decorated, but they are stained, they are inked, they are various shades of brown. Then we have this. This is a notebook that you can actually remove. You can use that for whatever you like. It's got kind of this metallic goldy organza and just some pages inside, scrappy pages. And the back is stiff cardboard so that it's easier to slide back into its spot. And this closure I saw on a website or something. I thought that's really cool, using 2 tags to make kind of a corset closure. Of course, if it was bigger, I could use several and have it actually lace up. That would be really cool too, but it's just an A6 size notebook, so there's not a lot of space for that. Maybe I could have gotten in a few if I really wanted to, but maybe that's something for a future project. So here we've got a repeat of that mushroom pocket, some sequins, some lace. This opens out with the bow, but it doesn't really need to, because the stuff that goes in can slide right out. This is another nice little tassel on a bit of ephemera. That's just another bit. This has got a lovely MDF gilded ladybird on it. And this is some handmade paper with lovely decal edges. So that's what I slid in here, and can I slide it back in? Maybe yes, maybe no. There we go. So that's everything for book number 5, I think. Lovely little nature journal. Lots of bits, lots of room for customization and creativity. And now I shall do the very last book. The very last book. What have we got? This is kind of a black and silver contraption. So we've got the silver closure here, which I will remove so you can get a better look at the design. So it's an MDF spider web, so you can see that's not quite a 1/4 inch, but it pops out from the top, from the flatness of the cover. We've got metal corners. The previous book also had some metal corners on it, but I forgot to point that out. I'm sure your eyeballs picked it up though. Here you can see the stitching, and you can see there's a pendulum hanging out the bottom, and this is the top of the pendulum, which is this gorgeous beetle charm that I got, or it was a pendant. It is no longer a pendant. So I thought of a different way of incorporating a pendulum and how it might be stored. It's difficult to show you in a horizontal kind of situation. Here we go. So you can see, like, there's a bit hanging out the bottom of the book, there's a bit hanging out the top, and if we open it up, We have another situation with a business card holder that opens out. There's a couple bits in here, bits of ephemera. Now, because of the way this is oriented, it will open up this far, but obviously it's not over the edge of the book, so it can only open up so far, which is plenty. There's a nice little metal pocket there. I decorated the top. There's another little pocket here. Just a wee bit of ephemera. Just a journaling card or whatever. There's this silver, is it called bric-a-brac? That kind of, I don't know. Some kind of stuff. And there's more here. And here is, now this just looked cool. It's actually just a calendar. And I've glued it onto this card. It actually makes it easier to use. So it's like a calendar that will show you the days of the week and how the numbers will line up for 50 years. So it was 2010 to 2060. So if you just line it up with the year and the month, it'll tell you how the dates line up for the weeks. And it's a cool little thing. It's not like super useful, but it goes in with the witchy journal looking pretty cool, I think. Anyway, now that has to go in at a very specific height so that it kind of nestles on the top of this to make the book close nicely, the business card holder bit. So in the background here is just I think that's just some paper or card. I'm not sure. What is this? Yeah, it's just like a journaling card. That's that. And not super complicated. And there's a cool crescent moon is the word I was looking for. Cool crescent moon paper clip, which may or may not have been holding something on this side. No, it wasn't. It was just being silver and decorative. Okay, so here we have more of the cool little plastic pockets with the shimmer, iridescent shimmer. This is an envelope. It doesn't actually have anything inside this one. And then we've just got some extra paper here. And then we have the pages that are all much the same. Now this here, so we do have a little specimen bottle. This can also be a pen holder. And it's magnetic. So it just clips in wherever you want it. So it's another way to incorporate the cool specimen bottle type thing, but in a different way. And as I say, it could be used for a pen as well, but so you've got like that just kind of hanging out the side of the book. And more pages that are much the same as the other books. Brown, various shades of brown, various sizes and rough edges. And then we get to the back of the book. And I apologize if I blind you with this mirror. So we've got a bit more ephemera here. This is just like a little notebook. And this, because as you know this is a pocket, I've just glued it in. Well, I've double-sided taped it in because glue would not work particularly well on plastic. So this you can slide a photo in here, whatever you like. I've just put this bit of brown card in, so that's customizable. So it's just a mini notebook with, again, scrappy doodle papers, and that's just a cool little different thing. The stickers are iridescent too, so it kind of just goes. This is just a bit of paper. It's lined on one side, plain on the other side. That's another bit from my daughter's old school journals of unused paper. And here, let's remove the... I have to find the pendulum. So the pendulum was laid across the middle. And here we have... So, we have the pendulum board again, and you can just hold it flat like this. I believe this is obsidian pendulum for this one, and obviously it's got a mirror as well, which is cool. Again, apologies if I've flashed that at the camera in an uncomfortable way. So yes, there's a scrying mirror type pendulum board in this one. You've got your pendulum that is also decorative. Yeah, put that back in the middle here. So it's sized to exactly sandwich in, so a little bit hangs out the top and a little bit hangs out the bottom. And as long as the book is tied shut, that will not fall out. You've got your specimen bottle, your business card holder, your little calendar, fully customizable, plenty of pages, all different textures, all different, well, it's kind of the same color palette, isn't it? It's all brown, but they're all different shades, all different textures, all different shades. And I guess that's everything. So 6 books. As I say, they take me so long to make. There's a lot of detail, a lot of preparation. I make all the binding and everything by hand, so they will be priced accordingly, and I know that's going to be quite high for some, but if you're interested, I will post on my Instagram when these are on my folksy shop, I guess, which can take me a while. I guess if you're interested before I post them on folksy, just let me know, and I shall reserve it for you. So that's all I've got for now. I know this is a very long video. I'm afraid my phone's gonna cut me off due to storage space. Yeah, so I have been working on several other things. I know I haven't posted. I did accidentally post a bit of my Halloween Advent from last year. I actually haven't done it yet. I mean, I've done all of the things, but we haven't done the trade yet because unforeseen circumstances have put that on hold until further notice. But I know that I did get a few watches when that video accidentally posted before it should have, but I've hidden it again, and that's still coming, I guess. I'm always working on things. It's just a slow process, and I work on so many things at the same time. Again, if you'd like to see what I'm up to, Instagram is a much better place to keep track. But yes, I'll leave it here for now. I will catch you later. Bye.